Well, let's be getting on.
Holiday snaps. Dear Mum, this is me in London town. I've seen all the sights, the tower, the zoo, the big red buses, and the bottom sides of coppers' boots from the wrong way up.
Fetch me the cell block register, medical report, statements of the arresting, receiving and processing officers, notebooks of same, and the ghoulies of the cell block duty Wally, lightly fried. And most particular, the little slip of a thing who left the two of them alone.
Not a hand on me. Arrest through to them. The violence of the tongue, oh aye. But not a hand on me. So that made a shield. From finding me sat there with the stuff under my bunk that, when, Sunday night, by the book. The hard man, soft man routine, right enough. The cell light left on, and finding the excuse to peer up your backside with a flashlight, and breakfast a mug of cold tea the copper said he'd gobbed in. But not a hand on me. Until your ma tried to move my teeth to where my collar stud should be. I'm telling you, until Lone Gorilla showed, the London cops were playing it straight down the lane, and not a foot put wrong. And the world was turning into iron bars for yours truly, Michael Patrick de Valera, Demon Beaumont Roach.
I hit him. The old one, too.
Naylor?
Sir?
Naylor, son. The giant turd from outer space is about to come hurtling through the ionosphere and hit you on the back of your shiny neck.
You hit him?
No, sir.
Nelson hit him, you hit him.
I wasn't in the cell, sir.
Step sideways to avoid it by saying you wasn't in the cell. Dear, oh dear. Turd comet from Mars gets you right on the nose. Because you should have been.
Sir?
Standing orders.
Request for formal disciplinary hearing, sir. And I should like to see someone from the Federation.
Hark at the babby. Who put you up to that? Some beery flatfoot with 25 years in. Take no notice, son. This is dead informal. This is you and your dad. Buy that? Better you had. This morning they had one Irish suspect here in mint condition. Now he looks like he's had major roadworks on his face and ribs, and you might be going down with the RUC man on it. That gurgling, splashing noise is maybe 2 years' work leaking out. Intelligence, surveillance, forensic. Now, it's mainly down to Nelson, but it's also down to you. Because you left Nelson alone with an Irish suspect, and he tuned him up a little. And a lot of dirty and dangerous police work, not to mention hard-slogging pavement poundings going down the drain. He came in Monday.
So,
Statement 1.
I'm not denying I gave them a statement. The state I was in, that you've no idea if it's day or night, if you're coming or going. And you'd sell your granny to a black just to get that cell light out for an hour or so. And lift them on to her if you could get your head down for the night without coppers tap dancing on your cell door. I gave them a statement. But I took it back.
Statement 2.
Anything to get the bastards off me and get my head down. A confessional urge, eh? 1,000 Sundays muttering into the God box, forgive me, Father. I gave them another, and I took it back and all. And what the hell? Isn't there something fine and grand and flying high about saying yes? You've got your man. You're on the ball, all right. This is Michael Patrick De Valera, Demon Bomber Roach, bang the rates. Mad Bomber Roach present and correct. Lock me up and swallow the key. The stuff was under my bunk. Now they got me. Bang the rates. I gave them my name and rank and number and up their ribs. And that was all. Can I have a drink of water, maybe?
Gotcha, my son. There he is, sat on the spike, looking for a way off, if offered.
a way off, sir. I'd not been told that, sir.
It's nowhere on paper we were offering a deal, or he'd be taking. But he's got to have the smell of it.
Nelson was looking to turn him.
I think the word's convert. Fitting usage, you might think. A religious note again. Are you finishing that? Now, no one was saying, here's the score, Michael. He's 25 years sharing a shit bucket somewhere in the English countryside, or doing a bit, grassing up a few of your pals. But the hint of it was already there. He was on for the full head transplant on the NHS, £1,000 a week for life and a new start in Hawaii, if he matched the profile.
Which is why the RUC
Had sent us a star. That's what Nelson was doing here. And what you were supposed to be doing, standing stood there in the cell, was make sure our visiting colleague from the Emerald Isle didn't go for a walking holiday all over that profile. Instead of which, you went off to have a cuppa, leaving them to tear each other's ears off for oven gloves.
I said I wouldn't see him. And that sour, proddy face, like 4 kicks in a mud wall. No way. I said, only down an Armalite. Only at the other end, a 2,000 yard of command wire. But look, then I thought, why not see just how they work the informer rump? Go along for the raid. Clock the RUC man's face in the hopes that one day I'll be squinting at it down the barrel. I swear to God, that's all it was. They'll never cross my mind.
I've had Paddy up to here, and that's a fact. Maybe I've been this side of things too long. I don't like what they've done to my town. I don't like what they've done to my job of honest coppering. I don't like this.
I'm not trying to dump it. But if the desk or cell block duty advised me...
Once upon a time, there weren't bomb warnings on the tube. Once upon a time, a pigeon could have a straightforward crack on a Whitehall window ledge without having to dodge the bomb netting. You could get a straight view of the street without thinking, here go the eyes, if the strange motor badly parked down there gives a big green puff and lifts 60 foot in the air. Once upon a time, you didn't spend a morning wading ankle deep through broken glass, looking for some poor bleeder's missing foot or head. Coppering was coppering. Bombs was what wogs threw at each other. Never white men.
I am not trying to dump it. I left the two of them alone, but if the
Ain't
desk
no
or
way
cell-
you're
cell
going to
block-
dump it, my little cherry. You're in the frame.
Is there any chance of a bit of help here, sir? This ain't my neck. I don't know anyone. I've got me 2-year board coming up next month. Could anything be done?
You sort out your loyalties, PC Naylor. I should see if something could be done, I should. If we keep the Federation out of it. I've got my loyalties sorted. I object to foreign coppers coming here and getting our lads in worry. Especially the trusting little cherries like yourself, who hasn't grown hairs on it. Still on his probationary. I object.
I had ham. Take the statement as it stands.
I was using this. Skirling Mick versus Royal Orange Gorilla.
He says he doesn't want to see you. Too bad.
Exactly thrilled shitless to seeing him. I'm supposed to be on leave.
I wouldn't have thought you fellas drew them.
Oh, I got away now and then. New York last night. It's
There's the overtime now.
Oh, indeed, yes. There's the other side.
Now, you going straight in, or do you want to go through these first?
I'll see him.
Well, once you've seen one, you've seen them all, eh?
What?
The file.
Oh, yes. There are only two sorts of Northern Irishmen, Mr.
Naylor, sir.
The farmer's sons and the city rats.
I've got a mate with Yorma. Reckon he wanted to see the sharpening. Get some in. Said it'd look good in a couple of years' time on his sheet.
Look right in the headstone, too. He got some in. Is he sending him?
He's claimed up since signing the statement, sir.
Chewing it over, eh? Were you in when he signed?
I've just come on, sir. Detail to you.
What sort's he, would you say? Haven't seen me, the farmer's son. What sort's wrote?
City rat, sir, I'll say, sir. I've got to say, it's CID signed warning. He isn't pleased you're here.
He's not.
There's been no violence yet, but he's cooking.
Oh, I like 'em cooked. Crack 'em when they're cooked. Well, let's give this city rat a shake.
In 1986, Peugeot announced the new 205 1.9 GTI, the latest and most exciting version of a car already voted best small car in the world, and winner of the World Rally Championship for the second year in succession. 1986 also saw the launch of the Peugeot 309, the first Peugeot ever to be built in Britain. From launch, it sells even faster than the 205. September, the latest 309, the diesel. In a 24-hour test, this remarkable car establishes no less than 27 national performance and endurance records. 1987, we've only just begun. Peugeot, the lion goes from strength to strength.
You're in a different world, Lush.
Some people travel miles to see the exclusive look of Lush.
It's a different world. Ooh, Lush.
Furniture so beautiful, you'll never believe the price.
Lush.
Spectacular designer suites, remarkable Lush value. Beam down to Lush, Kings Heath, Birmingham, Worcester and Tamworth.
Lush furniture.
Wendell Spanswick has just discovered his favorite lager is available in a brand new can. Guess which one it is? Are you following? Hofmeister. For great lager, follow Wendell Spanswick.
He's not bad.
When you join Captain Birds, I hear you get the finest fare.
I comb the seas for prime white cod.
Golden coated for all to share. Yes, at the captain's table there's the finest choice.
I make sure you get only the best cod fillet, flaky and white, and that crisp crunch crumb has the loudest crunch, while wafer light just melts when you bite. Now the most modern way to cook your fish is my oven crispy. You'll find all these fish fingers and much more only at my table.
Yes, at the captain's table there's a golden choice.
I only choose the best for the captain's table.
Hooray!
She's wearing Harmony hairspray.
Very unlikely.
She is. Harmony hairspray.
Nonsense.
Harmony hairspray. Hold your hair so naturally, only you can tell.
Pulled back from leave for this. For you. Why bother, I say? Your man's caught. You got his name on it. What did he say when I told him I was coming in? Nothing doing. The only way he'll speak to an RUC man is through a medium. Give him 2,000 feet of wire and 1,000 ton of high explosive. Then he might say yes. Here I am, and you're going nowhere for the next couple of hours. So why don't we have a wee bit crock about the queer Owly place? Eh? A fellow countryman? Hardly that. For the man denies the existence, note, the existence. Not just the right to exist, the established fact. The stub your toe of the concrete fact that there is such a place as what? The 6 counties, the northeast corner, up there, the bloody north. The country to which I think I belong to and work for. So, Am I just another brand of Mick? I know. Because how could a mongrel dog like me ever lay claim to that proud name? Answering in a confusing sort of way to being half of everything and nothing much of anything. So, I am here. As a copper. We can hang on to that one. Copper. Corn. But that doesn't work either, does it? Because we're not talking about honest copper versus ordinary decent corn here, are we? There's a war on. Right? And the only time you feel pleased at the sight of an RUC man is when he's in that box and his cap neatly on the top of it, and a lot of people that walking behind it crying their eyes out. And I've seen that money attend in the past couple of years. Too money. Oh, what were you going to say? You lot have followed the boil in the coffins down your narrow streets and all. I'm sure you have. So, that's something we have in common. But it's still not enough to get that gob open. I'm gonna break you, Roach. I'm one pissed off copper from the other side of the pond. Pissed off, my friend, at my leave being wrecked for you. And I will get inside you, pal. I will get behind your eyeballs and your lungs. I will wear your ears and nipples. I will feel your swinging, banging pills between my legs. And I will have you say, I wouldn't mind a cup of tea. 2. 1 for me and Roach.
2 tea, sir. Yes, sir.
An Irish cuppa. The colour of tar, and sweet as you can get it. What's that? Still life with truncheon?
Oh, beg pardon, sir. Standing orders. It's cell block and interview wing. None of the paddies are to be left unsupervised.
This animal bites, does it?
More from complaints, sir.
I see. You want that cup of tea, you ask me for it. You hear that? You ask me, and I'll toe his backside whatever standing orders say. Something else. If I hear you refer to this man again as Paddy, I'll get annoyed. Understood?
Sir.
Likewise, Mickey, Teague, or Fenian bastard.
Sir.
Even if he is a Mickey, Teague, or Fenian bastard, each a particular conjugation in the grammar of hate, as my missus would say. Married man?
No, sir. Coulsy.
Your pal who's getting some out of
Oh, he's leaving that till after, I should think.
Wise word. What's in it for the missus? Waiting for the hard word that Roach and pals have qualified her for the departmental funeral. The wife and kiddies on the 6 o'clock news. On a slack news day, that is. Any kids?
No, sir, not married.
Roach! No kiddies? No cup of tea? No cup of tea? I'm surprised at you. Are you not addicted then to the other of the national vices? Do you go along with murder but draw the line at tea drinking? Might be onto something. When you think of all that death and destruction planned across those endless cups of tea, And all those little back kitchens where the light never gets in. And your hometown in Maine. It makes you wonder what they put in this stuff. Doesn't it? Oh, but you'll ask me for that cup of tea before we are done. Michael Patrick de Valera, Demon Bomber Roach. Oh, you like that, do you? Demon Bomber Roach. Hunt of a Grum. Maybe not. But you're going nowhere, and neither am I. What do they tell me I don't already know? 26 in the family already, 2-bedroom lean-to along the falls, Granny going on the pill at 90, having done her bit to breed the proddies out. You get the picture? How's your da? How's Michael Patrick de Valera was my gyro roach? We picked him up so many times, it's a wonder he managed to breed with your ma at all. A failed nun, whose idea of a night well spent was to lure little Protestant boys back to her slum and peel their winkies off. How did he manage? Do it in the envelope of his weekly letter home. So, on leaving school, young Roach, by now a strapping young consumptive of 7 stone and well recovered from the rickets, has to decide on a career. Well, what's it to be? Priest or gunman? Gunman or priest? Well, the hours are better in the gunman line, but there's the birds to think about. The priest has by far and away a better chance of pulling them. And you never know, that skinny blonde with the big knockers and the come-hither eyes might just turn out to be an SAS sergeant once you get her back to your place. But Roachy, like all his sort, put women down the list. He'd rather by far be running his hand along the barrel of a gun than along his own conjugal equipment. Runte wasn't put on this good earth to breed sons. He was sent here to kill those of other men. Am I right? But do you have the profile? But does it not say in there that the Roaches have been blowing up RUC men and innocent passers-by in every generation as far back as? And who's Roach the runt to buck the train? And let his grey-haired mother down, well into her 80s, still pulling proddy winkies off. The stuff was only your bunk. You coughed. 15 pages, A4, double-spaced. Consider. An affecting portrait of everyday life down the falls, Mr. Naylor. And I never even looked at the files.
You never did, sir. Your hands remained attached to your wrists at all times and you never even peeked.
Smart lad. There must be some Irish in your family somewhere. Enjoying this? Better than traffic, eh?
Well, it does no harm to watch your different interrogation techniques.
Interview technique, please. Interrogation smacks too much of the rubber hose, the wet towel round the choker. The sort of thing the word gets round the paddies get up to between themselves, back home. Not just honest coppering.
Yes, well, as I said, sir.
It's personal. Why is that? Because this is the big one. There is a war on. And either his lot have followed their coffins down the narrow streets 1,000 times for sod all, or we have. Like I know him, he knows me. What's the sound of that cup of tea? Farmer's son, me. One of 27 brothers. Brothers, you'll notice, proddies drown the girls at birth. And all the brothers, it goes without saying, hold down tremendous jobs and always have done. Good jobs with good money, finagled from the pates. Sure, well, none of us fear writing a job unless we stole it off a paper with better qualifications for it somehow. Unlike the runty little tigs from down the falls, we're good big lads. 6-footers, every one. And a fine burly sight of what we make, sat in the back kitchen of an evening, under the 10-foot by 10-40 of the Queen, helping each other into our uniform and stuffing the pork chop and tatty bread down our gobs of Coronation Day plates, and drinking tea from real china mugs showing scenes of the royal wedding. Charlie and Di in the horse and cart. Hey, Roachy? There's brother Sam, the policeman, like myself, yanking the broken teeth out of his baton. So we're right, says he, wash your mouth up with us. Brother Sam, the UDR machine gunner, carving another notch on his gun butt. God, but they're tough on little legs, the UDR. Holy Terror Sam, Red Hand of Ulster, Counter-Terror Suicide Battalion, hero of 100 raids. Now who's this? Why, it's Sam, the Orange Man. Oh, well, we're all orange men, of course. Sure, we're born wearing teeny orange sashes and the teeniest bowler hats you ever did see. That's how they know to drown the girls, see. But this is Sam, the Orange Man, Grand Master and Imperial Dragon of the Celestial Order of red-faced men in bowler hats. Behind you is Sam, the Undertaker. Well, you'd be surprised how much call you got for a man like that. When you're all rabbit prods and working for Her Majesty. Well, you save a fair bit over the year having a man like that, no probably. This year already, sure, we've had all the trimmings at a damn good discount on Sam the Councillor, Sam the Magistrate, Sam the Assemblyman, and a couple of other Sams who didn't happen to be anybody in particular, but just passing by when one of the brave soldiers for Ireland bunged a bomb into a bus queue or a supermarket. Squinting through those piggy Fenian eyes at this RUC gorilla here. So you're saying, knowing the odds and living to pick up the pension and having enough in the way of arms and legs to stand up and wave without falling over, how did you come to join the mob? Sheer blind sectarian hate. He'll tell you. Confirm that, Roach. I just want to play my part in keeping you bastards down. Oh, but that's no reason for joining a constabulary, you say. Naylor. So you joined the Met not just for the bribes from the Soho Rocketeers, but because you wanted to do the simple things. The kindly things like helping little old ladies across the road. Am I right, son?
All right there, sir. I fell for the adverts, sir.
You did. Well, let me tell you this. They are, you see, helps little old ladies across the road and all, but if halfway across it finds that they're little old ladies of a Catholic persuasion, it leaves them there after hooking their sticks from under them. Because that's the kind of bad bastards we are, isn't that right, Roach? Cup of tea yet, Roach? You ready yet? A half pint of the stuff in a cracked mug, the colour of tar and sweet as you can get it. An oil slick the size of the Med from the greasy spoon stuck up in it. A Belfast cup of tea with hairs on it. Wet the inside of that scrawny Fenian throat.
Cell block duty officer, sir. No protection, sir.
From this?
Allegations, sir. Oppressive treatment, brutalisation.
Back in your box. Don't bollocks it. Getting that, are we? There's no walking away for you and me, is there? That's also something else that stops it being honest coppering. You can do your 25, Mr. Naylor. You can piss on off, run a bent pub in Dagenham or somewhere. Me? No matter when I hang up my boots. Months. Years later, maybe. His boys might come knocking. Can you credit that? Up to retirement and past it. Every time the front door goes, every time a foot kicks over a milk bottle in the night, every time I turn my car key like that, I'll be thinking, now? Is it now? Revolution? Holy war? I'd say it was just two fellas clubbing each other in a ditch till the one dropped dead. Picture the scene if he wanted out. He pops round to see the High Command, upstairs above the newsagents down the falls. The Supreme Commander is busy checking the latest consignment of tactical nuclear missiles from the States, but he can give Private Roach a half a minute before he has to sign on at the dole. "What's up, my bucko volunteer?" he says. "I'd like to hand my Armalite in," says Roach. "I don't think I believe anymore. I'm off for a job in the post office, if that's all right by you." Is it? All right by him? I did it. I did it very indeed. And so does Roach. You're into life like me. You can't afford to do no more than I can. You can't risk letting the rat get in the skull, telling you you're wrong. So what does it all add up to? Nothing grand. Fighting in a ditch. For what? Ask me for a cup of tea. Why throw your life away for them who sent that telegram to Hitler?
What?
Oh, went home. A rat's been nibbling on that telegram. Denied to me that Eamon de Valera's head of state sent a telegram to the Nazis when Hitler killed himself.
Serious?
That's in the books, man, the history books.
What the hell's that got to do with you or me?
Didn't they tell you that? They kept that
Look,
one
if
from you.
Eamon de
What else
Valera
did they
sent
keep
a
from you?
telegram to Hitler...
Well, no, condolences more like on behalf of the
if you're
Free
so
State.
hard up for something to rail about, pal. Queen Victoria sent horse blankets to Ireland during the famine.
So the story goes.
That's fact. That's
You're as mad as hell about it.
I didn't say I was as
But
mad
you have
as
a right
hell.
to. Wouldn't you say he had a right to? Just like I've got a right to be as mad as hell about that telegram.
You think that's some
I
comparison?
think it goes to show
What?
the sort yous are.
Well, I don't think we've sent one recently, if I put your mind at
And
rest.
they've put a stop to horse blankets too, but you're still as mad as hell about it.
Get him out of here! Haven't I had enough without being tormented by an Egypt?
Egypt? Is it? Egypts? Let's talk Egypts. Every time someone gets near to sorting out that bowl of unholy spaghetti back home, it's here comes some Egypt with a gun in his hand and a belly full of beer to make an unholy balls of it again.
Oh, well, for Egypts that did a damn good job in the War of Independence of towing your backsides back across the sea, or up to your bolt hole in the north. But we'll dig you out of that corner too, my friend. And if you don't fancy leaving it in a wooden box, then you better learn to swim! And I'm saying nothing. Oh, you're a sleepy wee skit.
You don't remember the 60s. There was a chance then. To name it that. Money about. Things getting better all the time, and you sort of proddy who wasn't quite as scared or as ignorant as his dad had been in the bad old days. And what happens? Here come the student mob spouting civil rights, and hard in after them, the Egypts with the shooters. And wasn't there a chance in the 20s to get rid of the border And didn't the Egypts blow that one too? Now, I appeal to you, Constable Naylor, as someone not likely to be biased, and what must appear to you as far-off tales of long ago. Am I right?
All dead on, sir. Tottenham's supposed to me.
How far back do you want me to take it?
I don't know, 20 minutes if you make it quick a little bit. Sir?
And the joke of it. The best Irish joke on the lot. Do you like Irish jokes, Mr. Naylor?
Besides,
Nice and simple, aren't they? Do you know why that is?
No, you have me there,
so
sir.
the English can understand them. Set.
So the English can understand them. That's very good, sir.
And the best of the lot. The best Irish joke of the lot. If it wasn't for the Egypts, England would have dumped us. The Protestant embarrassment. Yes, back. But every time the bricks are stacked, along come the Egypts bit and forget it. You look at me, Roach, and tell me it's not true. If you want to see the real face of the enemy of United Ireland, don't look at him or me or the scared young jock on patrol in the Cregan. In the shaving mirror, that's where you'll find him. You're what's keeping that orange boot on your own neck.
Bang me up. I want banged up on me.
Away from him! Taken for a mug
no way.
by a gang of football. You're up there.
You
dust himself off his hand. Come on.
Only 3 of me.
Where will them fellas be
of
when
an
you're
arm of
sweating it out over here for 25 years? Where are they going to be when you're 5 years into your stretch? 6, 7, not into double figures.
Call the monkey off.
11, 12, 13.
What the rank to do.
Count them. Count them with me. Roach, listen. 25 years, all lived one day at a time. Think about them. 15, 16. You can't get your head round it, can you? Doesn't make sense beyond that, does it? Or what do you think? Oh, yeah, there was a few laughs in the 15. But the 20s, Roach. The 20s.
Bang me up.
Think of them. What will they be like? Wise up, man. It's sure good luck to send a smart girl in to see you. Take advantage. Swell the stick of this place out with a cup of tea.
You're good luck, are you? Then I'd hate to meet your brother.
I do my 8 and I'll clear on off. I don't want to know the ins and outs, the hows and whys back in the midst of bleeding time. Only they'd sign me up. I was in there with them and leave me out, I said. So now I'm taking note, aren't I? Taking note, figuring the angles. There's something wrong. This is not routine. This is not purr. I've got a sense that joint toad from outer space was in orbit round my head already, Mr. Harris.
Naylor.
Cup of tea. Just you and me. You think I'd just get off the boat?
You might be dead right. All down the lane. But I'm a simple soldier, pal, called up for the duration. Swapping arguments isn't in my line. And even if you could prove to me the military solution is no solution, that we're a stumbling block and an obstacle to Irish unity rather than its motor, I'd still not lay down my arms. This isn't calculation. I didn't make a cool decision on the odds. It's the hearts with us, not the head. Maybe if we'd laid low, the thing might be gone by now, like snow off a ditch. Tell me we've had to put our own through the meat grinder these past few years. Can we borrow your street for a civil war, missus? Do you mind us pulling a town down round your ear so we can someday build it up again for you? You tell me that. Nail my hands to the table with that, and I'll still tell you there was no other way. I doubt if they teach you this, but Easter 16 put the first dent in the empire. Since then, you've given a quarter of the damn world back to those you pinched it off. Now, why hang on to those few miserable, bloody acres that cost you so much in blood and money every year? It's the rolling tide of history you're fighting. For every head you chop off, we grow another 10. But there's a difference this time. This is the big one. Storm and Soft are back.
Westminster to go. Our wee school's a nice wee school. It's made of bricks and mortar. The only thing that's wrong with it's the baldy-headed master. We carved your banana statelet out of Ireland's side by fraud and violence, and maintained it by rigging the voting. Murder, torture, corruption, all dished out under the head in law and order. We've got you by the throat now, and you'll never get us, the risen people, on our knees again.
He said, and could he have a sandwich? Cheese or ham?
He cracked him. He got him behind the eyeballs.
Blew it on a row about bugger all that matters.
You say.
Tottenham supporter, me.
You're not a friend of the Irish, Naylor? Not sympathetic to their particular problems?
Well, speaking out frankly, sir, between you and me, sir, on the overall situation, just so we know where we are, I say tow that entire wet island and its incomprehensible bleeding tribes into the Atlantic, pull the plug and give us all some peace and quiet. Sir?
You've obviously thought this out in the political detail, as well as the civil engineering. However, some of us have to try.
Well, you chose the anti-terror specialisation, sir.
Getting cocky, Naylor.
I walk on by, I do. You keep it straight and simple, son, the wise man said to me. You walk on by.
But I have to understand. Having chosen the specialisation, I need to know.
A cup of tea. Never said your piece.
Don't tell me you're just a simple soldier, Roach. You blow the arms and legs off the language too. You torture the meaning of things like you've cut into every part of us that thinks or feels. Active service units, simple soldiers, revolutionary justice. How sick I am of your cheap and easy rhetoric. How easy it is for you to grab the monopoly of love for the place while you're wading through the blood of the people who live there. I'm your fellow countryman, Roach. Look at me. Smell me. Hate me for it. Hate me the more because of it. But with me, too, it's the heart over the head for it. It's the churning in the gut for it. I belong. We belonged. And we felt what we did for love of it. You get that? For. Like I'm doing this job for. Not against. Not just against. I'm not just proud of being a Protestant Northern Irishman, so you and your like can choke on the thought of it. We're for. And I was happy. So don't tell me that you deserve it because you want it more than me and mine. Just that. Just greed. Just saying, I want it, I'm having it. Because that's what I say too. And the first fella that said that was one of my sort and all. O'Neill of the O'Neill.
Trusted Paddy to prove his case by going back 1,000 years to the whys and the wherefores.
Mists of history, whys and wherefores, back when, long off tales of far ago, the north is up for grabs, and the first man to lay a hand on it is king. Neck and neck, oarsmen's ribs snapping, their eyeballs bursting. O'Neill takes his battle axe and puts it through his... You wouldn't know this, son. You have no history or sense of it. You're from a nameless people going nowhere, no past that echoes, no future that haunts you. Threw his wrist in one and throws it up the beach. The red hand on Ulster, the Protestant red hand that says, I'm here and you'll never bomb me out. The red hand on the flag we fly. What's that, Nella? What would you know? Tottenham supporter. Whose pass stops at last Saturday's results. Whose myths are American imports on the telly. Whose nearest thing to poetry is the bingo caller's patter. There we are, and there we stay, and the ditch with you clang on the head for clang on the head, until we've got that orange beak on your neck again. And this time, you Fenian bastard, you're never getting up!
Nelson's bit. Advantage Roach. So he thumps him. Straight brutality. Well. Now you've got that off your chest and all. I'll take a cup of tea.
Yeah, man. He says I'll have a cup of tea.
Standing orders, sir. How'd you like it?
How'd you like it? Well, what about on a silver tray at the Ritz? Around the corner at the Greek Sip Cafe?
Thick enough to stand your spinner.
2 sugars.
I beg pardon, sir, but there was a kitchen and a couple of chairs.
3 for me.
Can I buzz the cell block duty, sir, behind me, sir, on the wall, sir?
What for? Never the problem. Was it? Roach?
Never the problem. I'll take that cup of tea with you.
There's never the problem here. This is Roach. And his daddy.
And does this make sense? Without a word, it is him and Roach on me. No lie. They'd sign me up. Two tea, sir. Yes, sir.
Down to Harris now. Wally Flatfoot from the Met with his belching gut and bite clips. Only an ordinary decent copper who's up against a star. Take a note like Naylor. This is not routine, this is not purr. Something still does not add up. Figuring the angles, wishing it were a straight brutality, hoping it were, but knowing he's missed something. I was having a nice night in, I was. Me and the missus. But got the shout. So as to get stuck in there with them whose bleeding accents strip the paint from doors. City rats. And farmers' sons.
People of the United Kingdom, your attention, please. Very soon, the opportunity to buy shares in a major British company comes to you.
The company is British Airways. To be sure you receive a prospectus and application form, ring 01 200 1000, day or night. Or send off the coupon in your newspaper. The British Airways share opportunity, 01 200 1000.
One day, Tom Carter got caught cold checking stock. It was 100 years before they found him. His first request was for a pint of Banks's Bitter. Its unique character was perfectly preserved, and in no time at all, he was steaming. Banks's Bitter, completely unspoiled by progress.
Well, this is an unexpected pleasure, Muffy. Business a little slack, is it?
On the contrary, never been busier. Just let Lloyd's Bank handle all my problems these days.
Oh, really? Paul!
Oh, really? Oh, splendid, thanks. Sorry about that, old boy. Lloyd's Bank, offering a few options on a business loan for our expansion program.
Ah, Lloyd's Bank. Paul!
Hello? Oh, really? Splendid. Oh, thanks very much. Sorry, Lloyd's Bank again, firming up on the factoring scheme. Great boost for the old cash flow.
As if Lloyd's Bank's newfangled schemes are not bad enough, they are ruining my whole afternoon with them. Paul! Oh, really? This is intolerable.
Actually, it's for you.
Oh, Vicar! I did hit something! Oh, your greenhouse. Paul! Paul!
Lloyd's Bank, a thoroughbred amongst banks.
Where is he? Oh, let me see him. There he is. There's my little darling. Let your Auntie Mabel give you a great big hug. Ooh, haven't you grown? Look at them muscles. My goodness, you'll be chopping down trees next. Oh, lovely little face he's got, hasn't he?
Nothing's as mushy as bachelor's mushy peas.
Except Auntie Mabel.
He took the cup of tea. Confusing bastard says yes, straight on top of that. Simple soldier, balloting the gun, risen people, never in a million. Then he says, yes, please do it to me. I'll turn. But you hit it. So I've got a pair of confusing bastards here. The matching set. His and her confusing bastards. Anyone expecting a call back there? Check in, do you on the hour, something like that? Let the missus know. Tell us about your Mrs. Nelson.
It'll be in there.
English girl. Where'd you meet her? Not your average copper's missus. Or maybe, I don't know, because every time I think I'm just about to get in behind the eyeballs of one of you lot, you confusing bastards blink.
Yeah, keep trying.
A Wally Flatfoot, me. No star. I've got no track record of turning hard cases 180 degrees, getting fellas to turn in their best pals, boyhood chums, their very own grey-haired grannies. I'm just an ordinary, decent copper who'll put in his time and turn his pension into a country pub with roses round the door.
Lovely.
Will be. Well, you did all right. You did very well for yourself. Bright kid. She, writing you up, was she? Doing a paper on you or something?
Department of England, Coreham University, it should say there.
A bit of rough, were you? What was it? Blue-chinned copper meets sweet young thing?
You got it.
Turned on by the flak jacket and the bulge in your trousers that turned out, too, a great disappointment to be your handgun.
Straight down the line, Mr. Harris, you're on the ball.
I'm looking for an out. With you or without you?
I'm not playing. I had him. They charged me, put me on the plane back home.
2 seats behind you could be roached free of it.
It's not my case, and you've the friends.
Which might not be enough. You never know what way that'll go. That's just our white coats against theirs.
I can't help, I'm sorry.
You know what nervy bastards they can be upstairs. They could dump the whole thing.
Be a pity, that.
It would be.
But it's not my worry.
Ah, but your missus must be a worry. Your English missus has to be a worry. Her and her Paddy boyfriend. Bobby Dazzler of a file, this. Special courier, RAF Bryce Norton. There's stuff on you still coming in on the telex. You're macho trouble now, son. Well, maybe it wasn't so much the blue-chinned copper she went for. Nigger lover, is she? Had a thing for the natives? Is that why she crossed the water like many a one before her?
Well, that happens, doesn't it?
Educated tart away from home fell for a nigger from the bogs,
I
did you?
thought with you specialising in that, you'd know better.
Well, doesn't it
than-
happen? It does happen. The well-bred Fanny itching for a bit of black. The English Rose who creams herself for the thought of being slapped around by a nigger from
It's
the bogs.
that word, nigger.
Sir.
Sir.
That upsets you.
That's the point, no. We don't share that particular itch with you. We missed out on that one. It might just be we've got another bunch to be getting on with hating, so there's just not the buzz. That doesn't help.
But you bit.
I did. I don't
Oh,
think...
I think you did. I think you bit.
Well, she was my missus.
She was.
Statement starts. I hit the wee bastard. Statement ends. What is it about us that irritates the hell out of you? The true brat. Does it seem the worst of yourselves in us? The brat boiled down, the bollock fire stripped and stinking. Not comfortable to live with, are we? The clockwork orange men bobbing along behind our tribal banners, our ranting reverends behind down the street. So damn confusing loyalty is, would blow up every last one of us.
I don't
if we
really
had
want to talk about your ranting reverends and your tribal banners, D.I. Nelson. I'm a Londoner, mate, and I resent what's basically a quarrel between 2 brands of paddy has done to my town and to my life, both as a copper trying to do his job and as an ordinary human being.
Have I, Pat? What have I?
Off she went with O'Brien, who's the other brand of paddy, the roaring boy out the lazy south.
You weren't just on the expenses at Hendon, were you, Mr. Harris? You didn't drop off. O'Brien? The other sort of Irish.
But not political.
What, huh? Oh, God, no. Big time Charlie O'Brien. Mentioned the troubles to him, and he says, trouble? What trouble? Has your tailor gone again?
Got his sneakers under the table while you were out getting shot at. You're out there protecting his civil rights and the bastards enjoying your conjugal ones. Hard to take. Hard to take O'Brien moving in and you two shagged out to know the warning signs.
I should have known. Teach yourself Irish on the bookshelves. Guitar thrown over for the penny whistle. Not to mention the sudden disinclination to wash our hair and get out of bed, man.
And before you know it, jumping. Jesus, there's O'Brien in the sheets between you, sucking on those cracking boobs.
Oh, that wasn't the worst of it. Not enough that laughing boy from Carlo's in the bunk with us, but he starts her on the accordion. Adultery is one thing, the accordion is something else entirely. I will not have that wild instrument round the house, so it's out the door with a pair of them, and I haven't seen either of them since.
Not until he walked in on Roach, and there he was.
Spitting image to the life and more than flesh and blood could take.
Yes, be handy that, wouldn't it, if that was how it was? I could work on that. I could build on that.
Wouldn't you just like the nod, eh? To get you started. Stitching away in there between the 2 brands of paddy, doing what you do best at, putting in the facts.
That's a no.
You got my statement.
Because someone's got to get in between you, haven't they,
You're
Nelson?
telling me.
Like someone's got to ride shotgun on all
You're
interviews,
telling
because
me.
this is what happens if we don't.
But you don't know why statement starts. I hit the wee bastard. Statement ends. Do ya?
You're supposed to be on leave.
I particularly don't want to hear about your leave, Nelson.
I've got odds and ends to tidy up, drawers to clear, cards to write, a wreath to pay for. Compassionate, death of father. 5 days back.
I lost my old fella 2 years back.
Oh, there's a lot of it about. 10 out of 10 live births result in death. Shocking. Consider those odds even in peacetime. Barn a couple of days in a crocodile pit with the wife's lawyers. It's the first leave I've had, and saw to all the arrangements myself. Went off in a very decent manner. And I know what I'm talking about when I'm talking funerals. By now. You see, you have to be bothered with the hows and whys. The back and the mists of bleeding time. In the hard areas, the ones we'll only patrol behind armour, the streets are blocked off in such a way that if you had a dead end, you go back out the way you came in. It stops the quick getaway. The hit and run. You go in, take a wrong turn, hit the wall. You find your own way out. Past every alley you've just gone by.
You see much of the old fella the past few years?
This time last year. Willoughby. He worked for the Northern Irish Tourist Board. There's a bunch of optimists. Caravan or camping or something. They'd put him in the corner by the fire doors. Well away. That old bald guy. Unclean. That old bald guy. My dad.
I never thought I'd miss my old bugger so much.
I'm used to the horrors. I walk through them every day. I'm used to what are more the acts of beasts than men. Oh, but that's being unkind to beasts. But to come across that old man. No one? Within a mile of him.
Miss that old sod. I'll do something rotten.
Yes. That Hatchet face. Another in that long line of grim men that add up to me. All those skulls and bowlers marching with mad eyes and pinched together bums. To the music that says we're pissing in the gale of history. And while you're at it, here's a fart for common sense. Here's a fart for the inevitable, swinging down the road, defying use to prove us wrong. Well, he might have marched behind his ranting reverends and stick-up men.
Not you, eh? Tried to bury something else besides 5 days back. You tell me about that cup of tea. Tell me why you had to have Roach alone.
Oh, come on now. There are things you say and things you mutter behind your hand.
Unclean, the whole thing, right? Not honest coppering. Not half honest as even your mob know it.
Well, maybe I'm thinking of Naylor. Clocking that the whole mucky deal has nothing to do with getting convictions bent or straight. This is sophisticated policing.
Grassing them up for a couple of years and you hope something will turn up soon.
Well, who was a Naylor standing by? So well scrubbed, you could eat your dinner off his face.
So then he says he'll have the cup of tea. And there's the two of you. And he said yes.
The old two-hander. Again. That I had the gift for. Soon he's bent away his Roach. was a chance. In the 60s. We could have made some sense. But here come the Egypts again. Out come the Shearers. And that wise man, my dad, who knew there was a chance, who said there was a chance, puts on his bowler and tries to swagger with the rest of them. And here's me, and never the problem, Roach. Got in behind the eyeballs. That's me. Knowing that the rat's been up here a long while now. And I've always been able to shut it up. But this one, as I'm bellowing, the orange gorilla biting his man down, I hear, there we are, and there we stay, in the ditch with you, you fiend bastard. Clang on the head for clang on the head. And this time you're never getting up. That's me. That wise and funny man. I like to think. But don't we all? And the parade? With the rest of them?
Roach says that we don't know after Naylor left.
He says,
let's be getting on.
Let's be getting on.
Here we go again. Same old Jack. I turn him and explain out what's been solved. And there's his smirking, knowing face. He knows exactly how I'll jump. He'll go along in his parade like me and mine.
Not in anger. It was not in anger.
Oh, there was anger. But not for Roach. Oh, not in that moment for the man Roach.
It was knowing it would wash the prosecution down the pan.
I told you to take the statement as it stood.
Not in anger, but knowing what it would do to the
You
case.
say.
Hit him where it would show.
You
Making
say.
that decision, turning on your own.
He's my own.
I couldn't get a straight brutality. I couldn't get he pissed me around, so I jumped him. Any chance of a bit of help here, sir? Could anything be done? He's not helping himself, nor us. Now, he's one of ours. You keep that well in mind. He is one of ours. And we have to know our loyalties, don't we?
I've got mine straight now, sir. Just about.
So you'd go along with the DI being crocked? Gotta be. State of him. Pull back off leave too soon.
I'll throw a wobbly, sir. Is that what you're saying? Get him off and whistling. Made clear with the assault, but I've still got a problem with the disciplinary.
We'll keep it clear, no sweat.
That's clear of the disciplinary and all? Yeah. The cell block duty while goes now.
Yes.
Nelson's crocked. The animal gives him lip, the DI throws a wobbly. I went for a cuppa because I saw how things were shaping.
That'll read all right.
I'm not having a niggle, sir. But all that stitching on the disciplinary, that's a lot of trouble to take.
Upstairs wants it in a bundle with nothing sticking out. That's why I missed my dinner. And the telly.
I've got to get it straight, sir, in my own...
One wobbly as routine. Smart-mouthed once too often, the honest copper gives his man a poke, forgetting in the fun to aim for where it won't show up.
I'll like it. I'll buy that. Because if it was anything else, sir, you and me know, sir. That's much our trouble.
The fix is in. Straightforward assault. In mitigation, your personal, matrimonial and other circumstances. On condition that you resign the service. Fight it, we'll have your pension, mark you unfit discharge, really screw you up for Civvy Street. In court, we'll back you all the way. Good officer, 3 recommendations, the works. On condition that you bury this. You came that close to telling me something I never want to hear. we'll stitch it because you're ours.
I'll never get a court date, and you know it. Because Roach is walking free.
Who says he walks?
I say. The fella who fixed it for him.
Is that what you wanted?
I didn't say I wanted it. I didn't say I planned it. I said, he said. Well, let's be getting on.
We wanted Roach. We had him. He'll go free. Every time we get lucky and a long and dangerous investigation pays off and we get court dates, the smell of this will linger. Cases will collapse. More people like Roach will go free. We'll pick up where they left off. We'll bomb and maim and murder your people and mine. But mostly yours. So it's enough that you resign.
I'll crease the half sheet, all right, don't you?
Do that and waltz right out of it.
Hardly waltzing. With Roach free and my face known.
Yeah, well, not my worry, that, is it? Someone will be able to process you by the book. Play ball. You've had your confusing little moment.
Lifetime straining. One squeak.
Not so little, neither. Safe home, I should say, when you're charged and bailed. But here's hoping the wind really whistles up your kilt at Aldergrove. Ex-D.I. Nelson. Right.
It's a diet, I reckon, sir. I reckon they don't eat right. You ever known a paddy eat a proper meal? A salad, a nice bit of fish, all those fries and mugs of sweet tea. Could be some sort of explanation, as good as any.
But then you don't intend to specialise?
Nah, not me, sir. I never saw it as my job to bang their heads.
Not sure that I do anymore.
Oh, but a bit of glam on anti-terror, sir, and the allowances. Be fair, sir.
It'll see me through to the engraved tankard and the handshake from the Commissioner. And you too, son.
Oh, no way.
You're signed up. That's why you went off to get the cutlers, isn't it? To keep well clear.
Do they get that head transplant, sir, when they're turned? Or is it right that no one gives the consumptive monkeys once they've been gutted?
Now, you like getting home nights and switching off. You don't want to start things running up here while you're still cherry. That might mean you couldn't. Because once or twice a year, until you're engraved tankard, you'll get signed up like it or not. Looking for some poor bleeder's missing arm or leg. Maybe an oppo of yours, who knows? And you couldn't do that. It would make no sense if the DI wasn't one of ours. If it wasn't all so simple. Doesn't the whole thing read just like a paddy stand? Animals they are. Statement on a straight brutality. Take it from me. I specialise.
Straight brutality it was. My crime is breathing for the likes of him. So how could it have been something else?
Because that would say I led him on, was offering him a favour, and he wasn't saying no. And that's enough to get him killed.
Well, that'd be saying your man's not just a thug in size 15s. That one of his sort could break step with all them hatchet heads. He meant to get me off.
He can't afford. Do you want to get him killed?
And what difference would it make if there had been something said, something offered?
There might have been a chance. Once.
Now, my friend, it's just who keeps hating the longest.
So Pat and Mike are ordered to bump off this RUC man who's used up all his hate, but owes more than he knows to all those dead men that add up to him. He doesn't show. Dear God, says Pat to Mike, he's late. I hope nothing's happened to him.
It's him. Red Sierra, roof rack, dark hair, green coat, brown slacks. Well, let's be getting on.